What's up, people? I am back. Today, I am reviewing that awful new Children of the Corn movie. Thunderball will be pushed to next week. I'll just do it next Tuesday. Or maybe I might do a double, depending on how Tuesday goes. We'll either just do Thunderball next week, or I'll do Thunderball and I think Your Majesty's Service is the next one after that one. So maybe I'll just do both. We'll see. But fucking Children of the Corn. I'm just gonna go right into it. Just no setup. I'm just gonna go right into it because I just want to fucking just get this over with. This movie is fucking shit. This movie was originally supposed to come out like apparently in 2020, but they rightfully they scrapped it. But then just like we're just gonna still release it this year. And the crazy thing is they actually expected people to pay money for this. Like apparently it's playing in like some theaters. So it's like, why the fuck are you? You really want money for this? Alright, let's just get started. So, the main character in this movie, who's like, I guess you're gonna say our final girl, is, I don't remember her name, but I'm just gonna call her Blonde Girl, who, she's working with these kids. She's like a high schooler. And the movie starts off, she's like arguing with her fucking boyfriend about leaving town. Like, you don't give a fuck about any of this shit. And then her and a couple of kids start arguing with adults, and this scene is one of the worst scenes in the movie. When the kids storm and try to talk to the kid, I just couldn't do it. Like, just everybody is bad. Like, all the acting is horrible. I would argue, too, I mean, like, not one good male character either. Like, you could tell, like, they made everybody look like a bunch of rednecks. Even in the original story, yeah, they're in like a small town, but they don't look like a bunch of rednecks. They look like they made everybody look like, yeah, I'm not saying, I get it. They're in a fucking town with a cornfield. Of course you might get some redneck looking people. But Jesus, like when you make everybody look like that, that's when you're trying to do an agenda. Because they're not even in the South. I think it's like Nebraska, I think is where this movie's set in. And anyway. Then the whole transition from them even, from the kids being normal to bad doesn't even make sense either. They're just bad now. Okay. The main girl who's the villain of, like, the main head of the villain, I'll just say of the children, she is, like, every scene, she is laughable. Every time she tries to be, like, intimidating, say an intimidating line, it just doesn't work. She's not scary. You could tell they didn't give a fuck. They just casted whoever. And there was just no, like, natural transition either. Like, you have this movie that just goes for a bit, and then bam, the kids are bad now. No, like, build up, no tension building, and none of that. Like, in the original, they had that. They at least built it up a little bit before the kids just went bad. Well, granted, they also had better actors. Like, the kids could actually pull off being creepy in the original. This one, no. They try to be creepy, and it just doesn't work. Like, the scene where the main bad girl, is heading, like, the kids, and there's, like, a bunch of, like, destruction in the back. It just doesn't look good. I'm like, they thought that would look cool, and it just doesn't. It looks shit. The only really good actor, well, I'm going to say really good, but the only decent actor in this is, like, he played KG Beast in BVS. He's, like, probably the only good actor. He's the main girl's dad, the lead's dad, I think. Yeah. And he was, like, the only good character, but he's barely in it, and he doesn't really get that much focus. And then, like, he dies, like, later on in the movie. That's the only positive I can think of is that one, and there is some okay imagery, like when you find some of the bodies just like impaled on a scarecrow. Like there's one scene that happened, like, okay, that looks kind of cool, but then that's it. That's like about the only positive I can kind of get to. Everything else, it's just bad. The main girl isn't scary, and she should be the one because she's the one who's leading the pack. Oh, and there's a random fucking plant monster because one of the scenes, the bad girl is fucking talking to a plant monster. There's a plant monster in this movie, guys, for some fucking reason that lives in the cornfield. So I'm like, why is there a CGI plant monster all of a sudden? Oh, there's one scene where main girl was looking outside and she sees like I think a kid outside, and then the kid looks up and there's like this CGI, really bad CGI like scare effect that they were trying to do, and it looked fucking horrible. It looked. I'm like, that straight up looked like a computer. Like, what are you doing? Why did they release this? Like the acting is like not even like trauma level acting or even like straight to DVD acting. This is easily some of the worst acting I've seen um in a while, to be honest. It's up there. It's not scary. Like, and obviously I don't get scared by horror movies much, but what I mean is like it's not even at least scary. I can say something scary and it maybe not scare me, but I can see it scaring, you know, if you're not, especially if you're not into horror. I can see that scary. This won't scare you. Even if you're not into horror, you'll just laugh at how bad this is. You'll laugh at how atrocious the acting is from everybody, especially the fucking head of the Children of the Corn. She is fucking awful. Like, every scene she tries to be scary and lead the pack. And there's a scene, this is gonna be the thumbnail, or you're gonna see the picture in the thumbnail, where she sprays like toxic gas at these adults and she puts on a gas mask and it looks so fucking stupid on her. I'm like, what the fuck? So they end up killing one of the adults, which I'll admit, this kill, I guess, was kind of brutal, where, like, all the kids, like, stab them at once. I thought that was that was something, but the rest of the movie just, it doesn't get much better. The main girl's she's basically the only one that's trying to help. She ends up finding her dad dead. She runs in the cornfield. I'm just kind of skipping through, because fuck this movie. I'm gonna definitely go back and rewatch. Maybe not next week, but maybe the week after. I'm definitely gonna go back and watch the original Children of the Corn, because that one's actually really good. It's genuinely creepy. I think I've only seen maybe two and threes. I know there's like a bunch. Apparently, this is the 11th one. I'm gonna probably do the whole franchise. And I'd wager, I'm assuming the whole franchise is better than this, because this is nothing. This is Gen Z fucking Children of the Corn, and that's what this is. The fucking plant monster that comes out of nowhere, I'm like, and that doesn't even really go anywhere. Unless they don't even really, that doesn't go anywhere. But yeah, a plant monster goes to the main girl. She's covered in motor oil, apparently. Oh, that I remember now. She sets like the field on fire, with the little girl in it, the evil little girl in it, who's trying to stop her and whatever. This movie is just laughable, guys. Like, I don't understand why they decided to release it. They should have just kept this on ice. You should have just you decided it was a good idea. Let's not release this, and it probably was because COVID, but they should have just never released it. This is worse than even Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Like, I'm going to be honest. Yes, this is worse than that. There's nothing good in this. I can maybe say there's one decent thing, but main girl's dad should have been the main character, if anything. It'd been more interesting to see, like, an adult trying to stop this. But no. We got to make her daughter, has, like, a personality of a fucking cardboard, has like no personality. The scene where she burns the field down is trying to be tough is so when she's like burn, and I was like, oh my god, I laughed. That killed me, the way she said burn. Like, you're not badass, stop it. And the movie ends. What fucking ever. I don't watch this. Even to hate watch it. It's not even like, I don't think it's even meme worthy. That's why I did it, and I regret it. I regret everything. Because it's not even meme worthy. Even Jeepers Creepers Reborn was somewhat meme worthy. There's nothing here. It's just bad acting, bad characters, bad everything. Like, the children aren't scary. Not one scene did I find them scary at all, like, or even creepy. Like, in the original, the kids were creepy, especially the main one. And then this is just they're not creepy. The transition isn't even natural. It's like, oh, they're bad now. because plot. Because we're called Children of the Corn. Oh, I didn't even. The opening was random as fuck too. Just kids playing, and then the son just randomly stabs his dad out of nowhere. It's like, okay, I guess that's somewhat supposed to be the setup, but okay. That's all I got really with this movie. Okay. Breaking Bad, you know. This was shit. This was all of it was bad. It's all bad. Not one good character. The adults, what was the point of them besides just to be fodder for the kid? They were just there to be killed by the kids. There was nothing more to their characters. They didn't, besides the one scene where they're, I guess, laughing at all the kids. That was like the only scene. I guess the adults had a point. There was the rest of the movie. They're pointless. They're just there to get killed. And what the fuck is that tree monster? Their plant monster. Why was that there? I thought it was about evil kids. I guess the idea was that maybe they wanted to make a physical manifestation of it's the cornfield corrupting them, I guess. Maybe that's what they were going for. It just doesn't work. It didn't make any fucking sense how they did it. It's so out of nowhere. I'm just like, I'm watching, why the fuck is there like this plant monster? Because like, I just see an arm come out of the fuck cornfield that looks like a giant plant. I'm like, what are we doing? Yeah, this movie is everything wrong with Hollywood. I don't understand why would they release this in theaters? Just if you're gonna just release it home video. No one wants to fucking pay for this. I feel bad for a person who actually did go and see this in a theater. Like, they actually went. Yeah. It's not, it's not, yeah, the kids aren't creepy. That's like definitely a big negative, because that's like one thing that made the original so good was how creepy the kids were, especially when they went bad. And then this, just, nah. Anyway, this is the first time I actually agree with Rotten Tomatoes. I actually think it's worse than a 12%. I'm giving it a 0. This doesn't even score. It doesn't even, that's how bad this is. That's all I can really say. 0 out of 10. It's a dog shit movie. Don't watch it. Just watch the original. Rewatch the original. I can't wait to rewatch the original. Not next week, but the week after. So I can at least watch a good version of the story. This should have never been remade. It didn't really need one. The original still works, so. That's all I can really say. Later tonight, I'm still going to review Hellraiser 8, Hellworld. I hope that that one is at least much better than this movie. And, better than Hellraiser Deader from last week. But who knows? If it says bad, another rant for me. Who knows? It's fun to rant. I did see that Lance Henriksen, that I looked it up last week. Or was it this week? It's one of those. And Lance Henriksen's apparently in it. So maybe that could be decent, because Lance Henriksen is a good actor. So we'll see. But other than that, fuck this movie. Just rewatch the original Children of the Corn. Hellraiser 8 Hellworld review later tonight. And we'll take one more hit and peace out. I'm gonna reiterate. Fuck this movie. I'll talk to y'all in a bit. Peace.